Hello everybody, ladies and gentlemen, we will introduce our course study principles of horticulture production. Presented by Al-Tahir Abdurrahman, Pomology Administrator at Horticulture Department, Office Location, Horticulture Main Department, 4th Floor, Fruit Physiology Lab, Faculty of Agriculture, Ain Shams University. Contact information, email altahir.agr.asu.edu.eg. First of all, we have to know the origin of horticulture word. The term of horticulture derives from two Latin words, hortus and cultura. Hortus meaning garden or enclosure, cultura meaning cultivation. So, horticulture literally means garden culture or culture of garden crops. The term of agriculture refers broadly to the technology of raising plants and animals. Horticulture, which is a part of agriculture, is concerned with the raising of plants, so-called garden crops. In olden days, main crops like paddy, maize, wheat were grown in open field on a large scale, while some crops of special interest like fruit, vegetables, flower were grown in the backyard of houses in an enclosure. In cases where fruits, vegetables, and flower were grown in area other than backyard, they are protected by erecting walls, by raising live fences or non-live fences. They are enclosed. As such, the term of horticulture in the original sense refers to the cultivation of crops within the protected enclosure, which is often called as a garden. Crops grown in protected enclosure, so the culture of crops in garden is referred as horticulture. At present, fruits, vegetables, and flowers are grown not only within the backyards, but also in large areas in open fields on a commercial scale. Traditionally, garden crops include fruits, vegetables, and flower. But today, horticulture deals not only with the fruits, vegetables, and flowers, but also other important crops like spices, condimentents, plantation crops, medicinal and aromatic plants. Besides cultivation of these crops, present-day horticulture deals with the utilization and improvement of these crops. So, modern horticulture may be defined as a part of agriculture science, which deals with the production, utilization, and improvement of fruits, vegetables, flowers, ornamental, condimental, plantation crops, medicinal and aromatic plants. Therefore, horticulture is subdivided into divisions as pomology, OLERICULTURE, ARBORICULTURE, plantation crops, spices and condiments, medicinal and aromatic plants, fruit technology, landscape gardening, nursery and seed production. Pomology. Pomology is derived from two words, pomum meaning fruits, logos meaning discourse or study. So pomology is a study or cultivation of fruit crops. Examples: mango, jawava, grape, banana. So we can define fruit as a developed and matured ovary with or without accessory parts, and which is generally eaten as a raw. OLERICULTURE. OLERICULTURE is derived from two words, oleris meaning poser, cultura meaning cultivation. So, OLERICULTURE literally means poser cultivation. In the present days, it's broadly used to indicate the cultivation of vegetables. Examples: brinjal, okra, tomato, pumpkin, carrot, cucumber. So we can define vegetables as it is any part of the herbaceous plants that's generally used after cooking as a principal part of the meal. This slide mainly shows us the used parts in plant as a consumption parts, and also we have to know the differentiation between the term of fruit botanically other than horticulture. I mean that in botanically we define it as developed, matured ovary, while in horticulture any used part or consumed part we call it fruit. Arboriculture. This branch deals with the raising of perennial trees meant for shade, avenue, or ornamental purposes. Plantation crops are those crops which are cultivated in an extensive scale in large contiguous area, owned and managed by an individual or a company, and whose produce is utilized only after processing. Example, coffee, tea, rubber, coconut, coca. Spices and condiments. This branch deals with the cultivation of crops whose produce is used mainly for seasoning and flavoring dishes. Spices are those plants, the product of which are made use as food adjunct to add aroma and flavor. Example, pepper, cardamom, clove, cinnamon. Condiments are those plants, the product of which are made use as food adjunct to add taste only. Example, turmeric, ginger, red chilies, onion, garlic. Both spices and condiments contain essential oils, which provide aroma, flavor, taste, and they are of little nutritive value. Medicinal and aromatic plants. It deals with cultivation of medicinal plants which provide drugs and aromatic crops which yield aromatic essential oils. Medicinal plants are those plants which are rich in secondary metabolites are potential sources of drugs. The secondary metabolites include alkaloids, glycosides, coumarin, flavonoids, and steroids. Aromatic plants are those plants which included essential oils in them. The essential oils are the odoriferous stem volatile constituent of aromatic plants. Fruit technology. It deals with the processing and preservation of horticultural products. Landscape gardening. It deals with the planning and performance of ornamental gardens, parks, landscape gardens, etc. Nursery and seed production. It deals with production of seeds and planting materials of horticulture crops on commercial basis. By now we reach the end of our session, and I recommend to look over the list of references and supportive videos. Thanks for your time.